Welcome to another inspiration video. It's the second video for the month of November in 2019. If you saw my first bonus video or my first inspiration video, then you already know that it's been a month and we had a busy month because of National Novel Writing Month. And so I know people are probably going to be watching these out of order and at various times, but that's kind of the timeline of where I'm at as I'm recording this. And so today, as I mentioned previously, like in the previous video, I am going to also be reading not only quotes from writers for these inspiration videos, but I'm also going to be reading some quotes from people, thought leaders that are outside of the writing realm, because a lot of this can actually be applied to writers. And a lot of the work that I've done in terms of mindset, I've learned from other thinkers that they aren't necessarily writers. And I'm going to read a quote today from Brianna Wiest, and she happens to be a writer. So I guess technically this is it's not a writing related quote, but it is from a writer. And she's just fantastic. So if you follow her on Instagram, I mean, I pretty much repost her stuff daily. Here's the quote from Brianna Wiest. To reach for the life you want, you have to fall in love with being uncomfortable. You have to crave it. You have to start to prefer the high of breaking through your limitations to the dull comfort of staying safe. You have to let the fear rush through you and open you more deeply than ever before. You have to let everything that's holding you back become the foundation, the ground zero upon which you rebuild the rest of your life. And I freaking love this quote because being comfortable and being safe is, I think, something that writers often struggle with. A lot of us tend to write what we think is comfortable, or we try to stay where we think it's safe. And I believe that if you want to be a successful writer and you want to keep growing your career and keep advancing to the next level, then you have to keep pushing your limits and you have to keep challenging yourself. And so things like something I was always afraid of was public speaking and also reading my work in public. I was terrified of reading, and I constantly kept pushing myself to do it. I would get asked to do these readings at some of the local reading series, and I would be so terrified to say yes, because I remember my first one, I had never read my work, obviously. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you are with it. I still am not an insane fan of reading my work in public, but I do it. If somebody asks me to do it, I do usually say yes if I have availability, just because it forces me outside of that comfort zone. It still to this day isn't something I'm fully comfortable with, but I do it because, again, it pushes me. And the same is true for all kinds of things. Some of us are afraid to finish the book. And the reality is you got to do it. You have to try to push yourself to do it. Because if you don't, then how are you going to get to, become the writer that you want to be? You've got to constantly push yourself to get to that next level. So whether that's writing the book, finishing the book, doing a reading, sending your work out for feedback or critique, and having others read it. I keep putting my hand in front of the light, sorry. Talk with my hands. Or if it's even going to a writing event, networking, all of those things. If those are things that scare you, then you owe it to yourself to do them and to push yourself to do them so that you can get to that next level. There's that saying about the comfort zones, right? Everything that is magic happens outside of that comfort zone. So if you want that magic, that book magic, that writing magic, right? You've got to step outside of that little circle called your comfort zone and go into the magic. So just something to think about, food for thought. And that's really all I have for you guys today. I wanted to remind you about taking steps outside of your comfort zone and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, do feel free to reach out to me. You can always email me. My email is my name and not hard to find. And thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm always going to thank you guys, my patrons, on my videos, because that's how much you mean to me. So just know that you're important. And even though sometimes I get a little scatterbrained about a lot of stuff with Patreon, I'm here for you guys. So if you ever need something, you know, just reach out, contact me, email me, whatever you want. I'm here. And again, thank you so much. All right, that's all I got. See you on the next inspiration video. Last couple for the year next month. We're at the end of the decade, people. See ya.